So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So, finally, I got the time to record my impressions of the new 6 Plus Legends. I'm just going to talk about the new 6 Plus Uta and 6 Plus Super Type Sabo in this video. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I guess we'll talk about the big one first. If we search for Uta, and you'll also see that I do have a second Uta, which is perfect since you really don't want to give up normal Uta for the 6 Plus. But I'd also say that you do kind of want the 6 Plus is at least pretty interesting. I'm sure you've heard by now the joke about this being 6 minus Uta. But it's a bit of a bizarre lead-in for sure. Let's take a look at 6 Plus, still called Uta, but in the movie it's called Tot Musica. And yeah, I was pretty sure we'd get Tot Musica around now since the Tot Musica song just dropped. But yeah, Tot Musica is a driven powerhouse int unit, so not a color change, but a class change. Captain ability, still minus 4 CD, but just to Uta herself. Boost int, driven and power charge attack by 5.25 times, HP by 1.3 times. So pretty similar to old Uta, but different classes. If you use Uta's special for 3 turns, Uta gets the following captain ability, basically 5.5 times attack, beat higher. If there's only one enemy at the start of cruise attack or moving between battle, you get a 40% damage reduction. Pretty weird effect, but sure. And yeah, I guess you need to consider that this stacks with the other Uta, so it's pretty decent actually. But with Uta, you do take so much damage anyway, so I'm not sure how much it helps, but it's something, I guess. The big thing about the captain ability, though, is the removal of utility. Like, the little you get for removing the utility is not worth it. Like, basically talking, getting a bit higher attack boost and some damage reduction instead of resisting paralysis and special reverse by 10 turns. That's an insane downgrade, and like even with the rest of we talk about, like that's the main minus with the 6 Plus. Like that's a horrible trade-off. Yeah, let's go to special. And basically, let's just summarize this as Uta still does the Uta stuff. You'll probably get the note buff, might change color or something, but same effect. But while normal Uta does attack and ore boost, 6 Plus Uta does ore boost and color affinity, and of course the classes are different, and it slowly gets stronger. But that's not all they did. You also get a 70% HP reduction after, like, on the following turn after launching the special. And if your HP drops below 70% at the start of the turn, you lose this Uta special and also get binded. Like, that's just horrible. Like, I don't see any reason to do this, at least from this balancing perspective. But there's no reason to do that with the 6 Plus when the 6 star doesn't really. And also still, if the special is removed, you still get it. That's good. And also if you use a second 6 Plus Uta special, you get a lower HP cut and you need to drop below 30% to remove the Uta buff. And when you use the secondary special, you also lock the orbs for 2 turns and boost the chain multiplier by plus 1.4 for 3 turns, as well as extending attack buffs. I think the extending of attack buffs is the coolest part of the special, since it basically means on a stage 4 Arena, for example, when you use Uta and an attack boost from another unit, you can use the second Uta after, extend the attack boost, and you have the attack, orb, and color affinity for final stage. I think that's pretty cool. It would have been even cooler if they like added the attack buff to the Uta effect so the enemy couldn't remove it, but I might be asking for too much. I like to speculate a bit how this works since it's not super clear. But basically, the way I see it is that when you use Uta Special, or Tot Music at the 6 plus Uta, you don't get an HP cut that turn. You get an HP cut turn after. So the question then is the below 70% HP at start of the turn? Is that before or after that 70% HP cut? And I'm inclined to say that it's after, or well, basically that you can move on. Like, say, let's take Grand Voyage stage 3. Let's think Don Creek Down Voyage, for example. You use Uta on stage 3. You get the Orb Boost Call Off in it. You start a special. When you move on to stage 4, you get the 70% HP cut. But your HP was 100% when you enter a stage. So you don't remove the special. You don't get a bind. But then when you move on to the next stage and you're at 30%, you get another 70% cut. Like now you're way below 70. You were already below 70%. So now you get the bind, the special is removed. Another interesting thing there is, like, if it's removed, does it mean that we get the effect of a special being removed so it gets applied anyway? Just thinking out loud, I don't think so, but it would be cool. But yeah, basically that will make Uta make sense at least. Like, stage 3, use the special. Stage 4, we don't get screwed over yet. We use the second Uta. We lower the HP cut. We lower the threshold for removing to 30%. We are at 30% HP at this point. We won't lose much more HP. You might still need a heal or something. It's a bit iffy. No, because when you move on, you're over 30% HP, and it will only count the HP cut on the final stage. So I think that works and makes sense. And in that case, Uta is not as horrible as she sounds on paper. And I'm actually pretty excited, mostly because this Uta can be used in 2 Grand Voyages. And I have a feeling we'll be able to make some new teams. We'll see, like for Grand Voyage Don Creek, for example. The issue will be running 2 Uta on a team. So basically I have 2 approaches. Running 1 Uta and Sunny Friend Captain, and probably use Uta Special Stage 4. And the other option is running double Uta, have a rogue as captain, and see if that can work. I'm not sure if it will, but that's what I will be trying. But yeah, trying out will be pretty exciting. Always fun to have new toys, even if this is pretty undertuned. The super class is also changed a bit. You still need the buffs that Uta herself gives. You still have the same meh effect of adding buffs to future buffs. I've said this many times, I'm not a big fan of this effect at all. But it also adds top row and bottom row Orb Manip to the superclass, which I think is very neat. It means that you're just running 1 Tot Musica lets you get Orb Manip. Like when you use Uta, for example, you do need double Uta in order to get any Orb Manip from Uta. And it's not the best Orb Manip either, it's full board int, without any ability to make int matching. So superclass is the one thing I'll say that Tot Musica does better as a 6+ than normal Uta. Another reason you want to own 6-star and 6+ Uta is the support. Very good for int driven. All int units, all driven units get a 1.5 times attack and or boost when you use the special. Super good, very good support. Final tap is unchanged from normal Uta, which is fair. Like, sure, not a big deal. So yeah, I'm excited. Going to be fun to play around with this in Grand Voyages. I'll probably drop TM if this drops mid treasure map just to try teams out. Like, I have some ideas, but we do need to know how Uta works. Like, I feel like I've given the best case scenario in this analysis, and we can't be sure if that will work. Before we move on to Sabo, I do want to talk about a cool combo you could do. Since I did get the new Blackbeard Legend from Treasure Map finally. And this is actually a neat partner to Uta. Firstly, because Blackbeard does Superclass Powerhouse, Top Musica does Superclass Driven. Both of them are Powerhouse driven, so they get massive stat boost from having stacking both superclasses. And we also have the fact that Blackbeard's Superclass Special does a 2.25 times attack boost for Driven and Powerhouse. So let's say stage 4, you have the Uta buff active, then use Blackbeard's Superclass, you get an attack boost. You use the second Uta, that is a sub or something, and you get all the effects from that. And you also extend Blackbeard's Superclass, while also getting the chain boost and everything. And you also get the chain boundary from Blackbeard Special, and you can also get it for the final stage. So that's a very cool combo, in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on to Sabo. Did I click on Evolve? Nope. Search Sabo again. Yeah, here's the guy. He's also getting level limit break, so I guess we'll look mainly at that. But yeah, Sabo is still a free spilling fighter, but now a Psy unit. So yeah, let's check what he does. In the captain ability, with the buffed captain ability, he's now 1.5 times chain multiply growth rate, same as before, pretty sure. Boost Psy and strength character attack by 4.25 times. Slight buff, it was 4 times before, and only strength, now it's 2 colors. 1.25 times HP. Makes strength Psy recover 10 slots and matching slot effects. That's definitely new and very appreciated. And he's crewed by 1.1 times character recover for every perfect at the end of turn. Yeah, also say. Honestly, it's a bit of a disappointment because it's such a small buff. Would have preferred if they went more on the chain boost part of his captain ability. Now they just gave a very small boost to the attack, but also let him work with more units, so that's neat, I guess. As for the special, 20% HP cut, that's new. Boost the color affinity of Psy and Strength by 2.25 times for 1 turn, and makes it easy to land Perfect Strike for 1 turn. The Perfect Strikers are easier, the color affinity is the same, probably a bit higher than before, and it's also for 2 colors, of course. If you land 3 Perfect Strikes this turn, you get a 2.5 times color affinity for Psy and Strength the next turn. And you also have the clock buff that gives you plus 1.3 times chain boost the next stage. So this is not bad, but it's also super boring because Sabo basically works the same as before and just higher numbers, which is always boring. Like, sure, it's another color, and they added a HP cut, which lets you use supports like, say, Treasure Map Sanji for an ore boost and such. But yeah, it's just a bit boring. Like, sure, you can make some new teams and he's pretty good, but in the end, it's just more damage and not much fun to be had. So a bit disappointing, but he's definitely viable, so not really going to complain. I'll definitely try him out, and he will be very useful. I feel like Super Type Sabo aged very well of the OG Super Type batch, and yeah, he's even better now and different color. And it's going to be interesting to see if normal Sabo also gets these. I guess we could check the OG before we end the video. Oh, neat. OG Sabo also gets buffed. Nice. He's now 4.25 times for strength and has the matching orbs. Very nice. How about his special? Yeah, still a bit weaker color affinity, but higher chain moves. Like, yeah, like it's not a big buff, but we take those. I'm happy that I didn't forget about him, and I'd probably just keep 1 copy of Sabo and move between 6 star and 6+. it's not like I have much other to use keys on that tokens on. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.